Hey, welcome to the Empowered and Free podcast. My name is Erin Kimbrell, and I'm a counselor, certified life coach, breathwork coach, and small town mom of two. I know firsthand what it feels like to live with high functioning anxiety. For most of my life, I had so much mental mess, anxiety, people pleasing, perfectionism, overthinking, constant worrying, and never feeling good enough. On my decade-long journey to feeling better, I've learned how to take back my life from high-functioning anxiety and helped others to do the same through my coaching and breathwork programs. Now I want to share everything I know with you. This podcast will help you feel empowered over your high-functioning anxiety and free to finally live the life of your dreams. Now, grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and dive into the episode. I'm Erin Kimbrell, and this is the Empowered and Free podcast. Hey, friend. Welcome back to the Empowered and Free podcast. Today, we are talking about how to say no nicely without feeling guilty. I'm going to give you some exact scripts and boundaries that you can use when you are struggling, because this is the time of the year when we get the busiest, right? Your calendar's filling up, your phone is buzzing, you're getting invitations and requests, and you think about the traditions you have to do and all the expectations that are stacked up on top of a really full life already, which we talked about a ton in the last episode. So if you missed it, make sure you go take a listen to that about how to stop feeling overwhelmed during the holiday season. But I know that during this time of the year, your brain, just like my brain, is asking questions like, well, how do I say no to holiday events without feeling guilty? And how do I set boundaries with my family without just ruining everything and making them mad and, really kind of hurting that relationship? Another thing you might be wondering is how many holiday activities is too many? Because when I look at my color coded calendar, it's full. Like, I don't know where the white space is. And then, to be honest, you're going like, what if I just don't go? What if I just don't go? How do I not feel bad about that? And then there's those other thoughts about like, how do I not take on all of the family drama, the mess, the stuff? How do I not become the peacekeeper, the family therapist every holiday season or every Christmas? And how do I stop feeling responsible for everyone else's mood? So if you've been thinking any of those things today, we're going to be talking all about this in today's episode. And when the holiday season comes up, a lot of times we end up really kind of going back to people-pleasing tendencies because we're around family and those triggers are kind of activated in our system. So we're going to talk about today why it's hard to say no, especially for women, and how to stop managing everyone else's emotions. That is huge to be able to stop doing that. We're also going to talk about how to handle passive aggressive relatives or comments from coworkers, right? And I'm going to give you actual scripts, 10 scripts that you can use that are kind and firm, because I do believe that you can be both. So at the end of today's episode, my goal for you is that you feel calmer, you feel more clear, and you feel really confident in saying no without feeling guilty. Okay, so let's start by talking about why it feels really hard to say no, but especially during the holiday season. And let's just go ahead and get this out there. For women, especially those of us with a lot on our plate, the holidays really amplify this pressure. Now, it's not only for women, but we talked again in the last episode about how women carry a lot of the mental load, right? You feel responsible for keeping the peace and preventing disappointment. You feel really responsible for keeping up those traditions and managing everybody else's emotions around you. You feel responsible for making things special and like, let's light up the holiday season. How wonderful. And also not upsetting other people. You really worry about being a problem, okay, and being difficult and not letting anybody down. So when I say those things, you're carrying all of that without even thinking about it. Like, you're not sitting there going, yeah, I don't want to let people down. I don't want to do these things, right? But every time you even think about saying no or not going, your nervous system immediately, boom, is activated, right? It feels like you're in danger. And why is this? It's because those of us who struggled with people pleasing were usually praised, especially in childhood or early adulthood, on being the easy one, right? Oh, they're so easy. I don't even have to worry about them. They're so mature. They just do whatever we need, right? You're the person who just handles it. You just do it. You're probably pretty independent, okay? And you're emotionally responsible. You're the flexible one, the selfless one. I remember I used to get that like comment all the time. Oh, you're so selfless. And I was just thinking like this is a good thing, right? Because I don't feel like I don't feel good. I feel like I'm constantly just drained and I'm emotionally exhausted and I'm the one that's always has their needs on the back burner. So, with that being your normal everyday existence, then we come into the holiday season and those family dynamics get even louder. So, old patterns that you're used to falling into resurface. You slip back into the roles that you played in childhood. And that was probably the peacekeeper, the helper, the emotional buffer, the one who does it all, right? The one who reads the room. And this is why you think, yeah, I've got to go to this thing, or somebody's going to be upset with me, or I don't want to say that and they're going to think that I'm being rude. I don't want to cause drama. I don't want to ruin the holiday. Like all of these emotional truths are weighing on you, but they're not truth. That's the thing. These beliefs that you have are not true. It's just a part of your conditioning. It's just a part of the pattern that you've been falling into. And like I said, the roles that you've been playing in your lifetime. So that's what we're working on breaking up today by breaking through with some of these boundaries that I'm going to teach you. So next I want to talk about how to know when you're saying yes out of pressure, not out of actual preference, not out of actually wanting to go do things. And this was something that as I was starting this journey, I was like, how do I know what to say yes to and what to say no to? So, one thing that I always remind myself of, this was something I learned and this has stuck with me. You might have heard me say this before. Every time I say yes to something else, I say no to myself. Meaning, every time I put one more thing on the calendar and load myself up, I say no to myself and doing the things that I need to do to take care of me. Okay. And then if we flip that, every time I say no to someone else, I'm saying yes to myself. I'm giving myself that time back so that I can do what I need to do. That doesn't make you totally selfish. Okay. In fact, it's actually really healthy to have boundaries. So here's some signs that you saying yes is actually just a no sprinkled with some glitter on it. Okay. And so if you feel dread about going to something, not excitement, it's probably not a yes, friend. Okay. If you're totally feeling dread, like, oh, I don't want to go to this thing. Or if you're trying to convince yourself that you should go. Anytime you hear the word should, it should be a little bit of a red flag or even a yellow flag popping up going, why am I feeling like I should do this thing? Because that means that somebody else's belief has been put onto you. It's not exactly how you feel, but it's what you've believed up to this point. Okay. So you try to convince yourself that you should go to something. Then you go, maybe this isn't a yes. Maybe I don't actually want to go. Next, if you're already planning how tired you'll be, I am this person. I'm guilty of this. I'm like looking at the calendar, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to through this thing? Like, I'm going to be so tired. That is a sign. Maybe this is not a yes for you. Okay. Here's another big one. If you say yes in the moment and regret it immediately, you're like, oh my gosh, why did I say yes? Why did I say yes? Because you could have said some other things, which I'm going to teach you in just a minute, and you just didn't. And that's okay, right? We learn how to say these things, how to say no nicely, and I'm going to teach you that. Another sign here is that you hope somebody else cancels first. You're secretly just hoping maybe they'll cancel the plan. I really could use some time to myself. I just need to lay in the bed or I just need to do XYZ, whatever it is. You're just hoping that they'll cancel. Okay. You also feel responsible for other people's reactions. If that is you, that might be a sign that you're worried about what they're going to think if you say no, but it's not really something that you want to do. It's just because you're worried about them and how they're going to react. Okay, another sign here is that you say yes to avoid being judged. You feel like you have to say yes. You're worried about their judgment if you say no or if you don't go to the event. You almost feel like it's an obligation. Okay. And then lastly, another sign that this might not be a yes is that you're already thinking about the recovery time afterward. Okay. If you're going, I'm really going to need some time, like I'm going to need a day or whatever it is. Okay. I also want to say these are not like set in stone. As somebody that myself is a highly sensitive person who is an introvert, meaning I really recharge by myself. I love people and I recharge by myself. Okay. And I also really love my people. Like I'm not really down for the small talk. I don't really gonna want to go talk about things with people that I don't know. And now that's not to say I couldn't get to know them, but it's just not really my jam, if I'm being honest. Okay. I show up hard for the people I love, and others I just kind of I've learned to say no over time. So if you feel some of those things, like you can want to go to an event and also maybe hope that you postpone it because you're just really exhausted. That's okay. It doesn't mean that you don't want to hang out with that person or be with them. It just might mean it means that your energy matters too, okay? And your presence shouldn't come at the cost of your peace. There's a way to kind of balance both of those together. So let's talk about what that is. This is the part that you came for. I'm going to teach you some actual holiday boundary scripts. We're going to go through 10 of these. These are kind and firm. That is like the way I love to be. And these are simple, guilt-free ways to say no. Okay, so let's start with number one. If you don't have your pencil out yet, this is the part where you do it. Now, if you're driving, obviously, please don't do that. But just, I like to take a screenshot of like a certain time on a podcast that I'm listening to so I can come back and take some notes. So this will be the time to take that screenshot. All right, number one, I'm going to give you a script to say no to an invitation that comes up. Okay, in this script number one, I'm going to teach you how to say no to an invitation. Here it is, okay? I wish I could make it, but I'm not able to this year. I hope you have a wonderful time. I use this all the time, because this is not over explaining. We tend to get in this habit of over explaining, which can also be a trauma response of telling them why you can't come and all the things you have on your plate. And, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, right? No, it is simply, man, I wish I could make it, but I'm not able to. I hope you have a wonderful time. I love ending with that because I do genuinely hope that people have a wonderful time. I hope they have a great time, and I'm sorry that I can't be there, but I can't. There's no over explaining. There's not, this is why I can't be there. It's just, I'm not able to. Okay. Love, love, love this script. So make sure you write that one down. Next, we're going to talk about a script for if you want to offer an alternative. Okay. So here it is. I can't make that date, but I'd love to catch up with you another time. Let's plan for something in January. Okay. This is really great for, yeah, you really might wish that you want to go and you either can't go to that event or you don't want to go to that event, but you do really care about this person. And that's just simply offering something else. I've also done this for family that we can't get together for that, exact event. And we plan for a movie date another time or to hang out and grab some lunch or dinner or whatever it is. Even play dates with other people. This is something I've offered if like I can't make the birthday party, but I do really care about getting together with that person. Okay. And the third script here is saying no without over explaining. If you're an over explainer, you need this one. Okay. Here it is. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm keeping things simple this year, so I won't be able to attend. Okay. Very simple, very just straight to the point, but also so kind while you're genuinely thanking them for thinking of you because it is important. I do like to be invited and I can't always make it. So make sure that that comes through in the way that I explain it in my tone, even through text. I think people can read a little bit of what you're saying when you really say, like, thank you so much for thinking of me. Okay. Next, script number 4. If somebody pressures you after you say no, let me tell you, this is a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, no, I said no. And I think that, I know that comes from childhood and just kind of feeling pressured by people who I thought were friends, but maybe weren't friends. And it's just really frustrating. So if that happens to you, here's what you can say. I totally understand. You'd love for me to be there, and I care about that, but my answer is still no. Okay. Love it. I feel like these are all just like mic drops. Like, I wish I had a little mic. Well, I do. I'm literally talking into a mic, but I would drop it if I could. Okay. Script number 5 is when you don't want to continue a tradition. All right. This could be triggering for the other person, but their reaction is not your responsibility. So here it is. I know we've always done this, but it's not something I can keep up with this year. I'm choosing a slower holiday season. Okay. You don't even have to put that last line that I'm choosing a slower holiday season if you don't want to. You could say, I'm choosing a simpler holiday season. I'm choosing to take care of myself in this season. Whatever you want to say, you could just leave it as, I know we've always done this, but it's not something I can keep up with this year. Sometimes I want to say also, like, I know you might feel disappointed about that, or angry about that, or mad about that. But again, it's just not something I can do. Okay. We love kind and we love firm, right? Next, let's talk about how to set a boundary with family about your time. Okay. Here it is. We'll only be able to stay for a couple of hours, but we're excited to see everybody. Okay. Or you don't even have to say the only. We'll be able to stay for a couple of hours and we're so excited to see everyone. Okay. Sometimes the only kind of negates it and makes it think that's small, but a couple of hours is a long time. So let's not forget that. Okay, script number 7. We're going to respond to a passive aggressive comment while being very calm and neutral because typically people want a reaction. So no, we're not giving them that. We're going to be calm and we're going to be neutral. I have a couple of options for you here. The first one is, that wasn't my intention. Let's stay focused on enjoying today. Okay. And you can even fill in, my intention was XYZ, but that wasn't my intention. Let's stay focused on enjoying today or enjoying our time. Another option here is, I'm not taking comments like that personally. Let's move forward. Okay. Neutral is where it's at. Do not give them a reaction. All right. Next, we have script number 8 is for toxic or draining family. And this, you guys, if you listen to last episode, you know I love to do this. Here we go. I'm stepping out for a bit to get some air. Okay. Or I'm going to head out early today. That's what's best for me. Okay. Or I'm going to head to the bathroom. This is a way to kind of break up the conversation, to pause wherever it's at and literally remove yourself from that situation. Okay. Next, script number 9, when somebody wants you to be the family therapist. Okay. You can say this: I love you all, but I'm not taking on the emotional referee today. Let's take a break and revisit this later. Okay. Love it. You can even say, I'm not taking on the therapist today. I'm not taking on all these emotions today. Like, I don't have the mental space or capacity. Let's take a break. Okay. And then lastly, script number 10, if you're worrying about disappointing somebody, you can say, and I mentioned this earlier, you can go ahead and name that. I know this might be disappointing and I care about that, or I care about you, but this is what I need this year. Okay. So all of these scripts, you'll notice how they are neutral. They are calm. You're saying this with confidence, but also, again, being kind and firm. So these protect your peace without creating more conflict, right? It doesn't really allow the other person to kind of have a comeback. And if they do, you repeat it again. You repeat it again, right? These are rooted in clarity. They don't really kind of trigger somebody into defensiveness, which is really important because we don't want to get into the kind of this like back and forth battle. It's really not worth it. Okay. So let's wrap up the episode now with how to stop feeling responsible for other people's moods. Okay. Because that's really what's at the root of this, is being worried about what their reaction will be and kind of really trying to overplan this response, overthinking it. Right. And instead you can come back and use these scripts that I just taught you. You are not responsible for how your relatives react. You're not responsible for whether someone gets upset or the tone of the holiday. That's not on you, okay? You're not responsible for old family dynamics, and you're not responsible for adults acting like adults. None of those things are your responsibility. So I'm saying that. I want you to listen to that. Repeat that if you need to, because as a former people pleaser, recovering people pleaser, I understand feeling like those things were your responsibility or are your responsibility, but they're not. Here's what you truly are responsible for. You're responsible for your energy, for your peace, your boundaries, your time, and your capacity. Okay, your energy, peace, boundaries, time, and capacity. And notice how they all started with your. Okay, we are only responsible for ourselves. We cannot control other people. So anytime you kind of feel this guilt popping in, remind yourself their feelings are theirs. Their reaction is theirs. My well-being is mine. Okay. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep everybody else warm. Right? Let that sink in for a minute. So if you're setting these boundaries and you're still feeling bad about it, know that feeling guilt doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing. It can just be a sign that you're doing the new thing and that some of these old patterns and old feelings and old emotions and old beliefs that you carry are just popping up. Okay. So go back to those truths that I just stated, right? Anything new can feel really uncomfortable at first. We don't step into it with full confidence. We feel a little bit shaky. We feel a little bit uncertain, like, oh, is this right? I don't know. It's normal to then feel sick to your stomach a little bit. That's how I feel it. I feel like it shows up in my stomach and I'm like, oh gosh. So new things feel really uncomfortable before they feel empowering, before you feel confident in doing them. This is not you being rude. This is not you ruining anything for anyone else, and you're not being selfish. Okay. Again, I need you to hear these things and let them sink in. You're just being responsible for your own capacity, and that is emotional maturity. Okay. So, with this, let's wrap it up. I hope you loved these scripts. If you want more in navigating overwhelm and emotional labor and the pressure to hold it all together, you need to grab the Beat Holiday Overwhelm Bundle. This is exactly where I teach you how to calm down your mind, how to soothe your nervous system, and how to actually enjoy the holidays. That is so important that you actually enjoy the life you're living. You're not just trying to get through it. Okay. So, as a reminder, here's what's inside. I went through this all in the last episode. If you missed it, I teach you how to overcome overwhelm in 10 minutes. And I mean that in 10 minutes. It is a quick, fast reset tool. It is a blueprint that walks you through step by step exactly what to do. This was something I created as somebody that gets really overwhelmed very often. I needed a way to kind of break down my thoughts and help myself move out of that frozen state of overwhelm into taking action. And I teach you exactly what to do. Like I said, 10 minutes. Okay. It's awesome. You also get inside of the bundle the Overwhelm SOS Toolkit. So I have taken all of the tools that helped me when I was struggling the most and I've put them into a toolkit. So this is perfect when you're feeling anxious, overstimulated, overloaded, or emotionally flooded, and you just need a minute to calm down quickly. It doesn't matter where you're at. These are literally click and play. You click on these, you walk through the different tools. There are 12 tools total in the Overwhelm SOS Toolkit that are my absolute favorites and client favorites too. That's the reason I included them. Okay. And then the third piece of the bundle is the Holiday Overwhelm Survival Guide. This is only available inside of the bundle. I've never shared this anywhere else and only also available during this holiday season. Okay. So this is the part that helps you do exactly what we just did today. It helps you set boundaries without guilt. It helps you simplify the mental load that you're carrying during the holiday season and stop people pleasing. Oh, that is one of the things that I struggled with the most, which is why I'm so passionate about teaching you how to do this now. It also helps you reduce the emotional labor that you're doing and actually enjoy your holiday season. So this is your specific guide for the holidays. This disappears after the holidays and will not return. You will still be able to get the other two separately. You'll be able to get the Overcome Overwhelm in 10 minutes and the Overwhelm SOS Toolkit, but the Holiday Overwhelm Survival Guide will disappear after the holiday season. Okay. So when sold separately, all of these things, and they will be, are $123 in values. That is what the cost is if you don't get them inside of this bundle. And like I said, those will be sold individually except for the Holiday Survival Guide. That will be gone forever. And right now, Cyber Monday is today. So if you're listening today in present time, you can grab all three of these tools for just $27 inside of the bundle. Now, after Cyber Monday, the price is going to jump to $47, but still a crazy value for $123 of tools inside of this bundle. So the only time the three of these tools will be together is right now during this holiday season in this bundle. And if you're ready to stop melting down, doing everything yourself, and if you're ready to actually feel grounded this holiday season, you need to grab the bundle. You will not regret grabbing this Beat Holiday Overwhelm bundle. Okay. Listen, friend, you're allowed to have a holiday that feels good for you too. because you matter. You're important. And I know if you struggle with people pleasing, you're used to putting yourself, like I said, to the back burner. But it's time now to go, hey, no, this is what I need. This is a holiday I'm creating. This is how I want to feel. That's exactly what I help you do inside of the Holiday Overwhelm Survival Guide. So make sure you get that before the holidays are over. Okay. You're allowed to say no without feeling guilty. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to choose your peace. You're allowed to make time for yourself. Okay. You deserve to feel good this holiday season and actually enjoy it, not just survive it, not just get through it, but enjoy it. Okay. All right, friends, I will see you next week for a new holiday episode. If you have any questions, feel free to send them over. And I'm so glad you were here. See you next time. Bye, guys. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. You don't know how much it means to me. If you'd like more behind the scenes content, inspiration, and daily reminders that encourage and uplift you, follow me on Instagram at HeyErinKimbrel and send me a DM to say hey. If any of the episodes have been super helpful for you, please consider leaving me a review on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen. It helps me so incredibly much, and it allows the podcast to be seen by other people who need it. If you want to learn more from me, head to erinkimbrel.com. That's where you'll find all my free resources, read the podcast show notes, and learn more information about my online coaching and breathwork programs that help you create the life you want. I'm here for you, and I'm always cheering you on. I'll see you next time. I'm Erin Kimbrel, and this is the Empowered and Free podcast.